I'm never going to be nice to you.
Welcome to the Too Old or Pure Gold Movie Podcast. In today's episode, we're discussing the 1994 sci-fi movie Stargate, and I cannot believe it's been 31 years since I saw this in the theater. The format of our podcast, two Gen Xers rewatch beloved movies from our youth to find out, are they really as good as we remember? To help us debate and ultimately pass judgment, we ask our millennial co-hosts to watch these movies for the first time and help us determine, are they too old or pure gold? I'm your host, Olen Vanderleeden, representing Gen X. Joining me today is my Gen X co-host, MathewStockton.
Hi, everybody.
Representing the millennials this week, we have our wormhole expert, Sean.
Hello.
And representing Gen Z and the non-nerd segment, we have Nicole.
Non-nerd?
Non-nerd.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a change for me.
We'll see. Today's movie is the 1994 sci-fi movie Stargate. Stargate stars Kurt Russell and James Spader. Stargate was directed by Roland Emmerich. Roland is the director of Universal Soldier with Van Damme, the success of which gave him the juice to get this movie made. And after this, he went on to direct many epic films, including Independence Day, The Day After Tomorrow, and White House Down. The tagline from the movie poster is, "It will take you a million light years from home, but will it bring you back?"
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap. IMDb describes the film as an interstellar teleportation device found in Egypt leads to a planet with humans resembling ancient Egyptians who worship the god Ra. Now, for those of you that have not seen the movie, I asked my 93-year-old dad to watch Stargate and summarize the plot.
The Stargate movie shared with us an old story. A story that a very large ring with remarkable symbols had been found buried in Egypt almost 70 years earlier. But nothing happened until 1994 when Jack Daniels, archaeologist Daniel Jackson, was commissioned to decode the symbols on the artifact. Well, Dr. Jackson discovered that the ring could serve as a portal for travel to the distant planet of Abydos. A reconnaissance team was appointed, including Dr. Jackson and Colonel O'Neill. They step through the portal and travel to Abydos, where they find a desert planet inhabited by primitive humans enslaved to mine precious metals. The team also encountered R.A., I guess they said Ra, a bad alien who pretends to be an all-powerful sun god. He, or who knows, maybe she, also possesses high-tech devices to scare the locals, such as a pyramid-shaped spaceship and a death glider. When Jackson and O'Neill realized that Ra is a threat to Earth, they organized a slave rebellion and used a nuclear device to defeat Ra. Made me wonder how much they cared about the endemic Abydos population. Oh well, perhaps a good subject for discussion.
It's a good question. So, quick reaction to this movie. Sean, I'm curious, because I know you loved this movie as a kid. I saw this movie in the theater and remember this movie as being awesome. I am curious how it aged for you, having seen it when you were little.
Yeah, I mean, as background, I loved this movie as a kid, and I was truly obsessed with the TV show that was spun off of this movie. Like, that was my favorite TV show for most of my life. This is not a good movie, though. It's very sad.
Okay. I am glad to hear you say that, Sean, because I remember it as being awesome, and I will say, this is an awesome premise. I mean, everybody loves thinking about ancient Egypt and how they actually got the pyramids made and were aliens involved in all of that. But for me, it got a little weak near the end. Like, the concept, the setup was good. I was right with it until they got to the other side, and then it turned into kind of some sad Mad Max movie. I'll have a lot to say in the remake section because I think the concept is stellar. I think the special effects were amazing, and I just think the story was just a little weak in the middle. But that's me. And I too, Sean, I loved this movie in the theater. It was like nothing I'd ever seen at the time.
Well, I can see why young me loved this movie. It's got ancient Egypt, which was an amazing thing in my mind. You know, space. That was really it. Now I'm done.
You were a simple kid.
It's got
Yeah, I was
everything I
simple.
love. Egypt, space.
Yeah.
Matthew, what did you think?
So, Stargate has been basically the third person in my relationship with my husband for 21 years. So there's all like he watches SG-1 Atlantis, now Universe, and as soon as he's done, he might have like a palate cleanser with Star Trek for a while, but then he starts SG-1 from the beginning again. So I've seen him go through all of the Stargates numerous times over 21 years. Like literally, it's like Stargate is on the television at least once a week in my house.
Turns out I would like hanging out at your place.
So Stargate for me, I think this movie endures in a lot of ways because it's sort of like stepping into the origin story of the TV show that I'm so familiar with. And, you know, all the DNA is there, the mix of like the military grit and academic awe and all that stuff. And, you know, the movie has some of its weaknesses, just I think sometimes in somehow how it was produced. But for me, I still really, like I would see this movie once a year. And so, because we usually start with this movie before it goes into SG-1. So, I don't know. I really like this movie. I think there's the story of this movie I love. But yeah, let's talk about remakes later.
Yeah, I don't want to, jump the sections, but since everybody's mentioning it, I will say, so I did the research for this, so I get to read a lot about it. And a lot of people had some complaints about this movie, and they say that they fixed it in the series. So the series took a lot of the things that weren't great about this movie and fixed it up. And there was, 400 hours of Stargate content made after this movie. 400 hours of Stargate content made after this. So,
That's a lot of content.
So obviously the concept was good and it led to a fabulous series. I've never seen it, but so I can see that if you love the series, that this movie kind of sets up the premise and you would love it. Well, let's hear what Gen Z says. And I realize, as I accused you of being non-sci-fi, you're a Doctor Who person, so you're totally sci-fi.
It's interesting you brought it up because I love Doctor Who. It's my favorite TV show, but I hate all other sci-fi. So
That's not true. You love Firefly.
That is true. I do like Firefly.
So
But
you just hate bad sci-fi.
I hate most sci-fi. I realized I hate like modern sci-fi, but I like sci-fi that doesn't have any technology involved. Because I don't like technology stuff.
But Firefly is a Western
Yeah.
in
See,
space. Maybe that's why you like it.
Yeah, it's like not
but Doctor
typical
Who is
sci-fi.
the most sci-fi technological driven thing ever, so I think
There's not a lot of technology. It's mostly aliens.
Okay, this episode has taken a turn.
Anyway.
pull us back.
So, Nicole, for all the Gen Z fans of yours out there that have 2 hours to kill, they're waiting to hear what you think of this movie.
I liked it.
Okay.
After all of that, I liked it.
I agree that the ending was a little weak, but other than that, I had a fun time watching it. I mean, it wasn't anything like incredible. It wasn't like I wouldn't say you have to watch it, but it was fun. It killed 2 hours. I enjoyed it. I thought it was cute.
Okay, that's a great assessment, and why don't we get into the discussion here? I think any complaints I had with it, and it's not a lot of complaints, but I captured them in the worst parts, so we can get to them there. So, first question: do we believe the science?
It depends in what way we're talking here, but wormholes are the most likely only real way we could do faster than light travel.
Well, the math, including Einstein's theory of relativity, supports the Stargate theory. So the math says Stargates are possible, but scientists believe if you did open one and walk through it, you would be splattered by the gravitational forces.
I believe that.
You would have to be able to stabilize it, and that gets it. That's a different podcast we're drifting into now.
And apparently it would take the power of the sun to activate it, but, technical details.
Oh, the sun has a lot of power. I believe in her.
That's... Okay. Remind me to scrap our science podcast idea. It's not going to be good. So, do you guys believe there's any alien influence in Egypt?
No, but it's a fun idea.
I agree with them. No, but it's a fun idea.
Okay, I totally do.
I know.
That makes sense.
Oh, God. Chariots of the Gods. You read Chariots of the Gods when you were young, didn't you?
I'm just going to say this was a 2-hour movie?
Yes.
It took us 3 hours because we kept pausing so that he could tell us about conspiracy theories.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, no.
That sounds... And you still somehow enjoyed it?
And to be fair, not all of the conspiracy theories were even related.
No.
Like, we got into, like, Charles Manson.
There's a reason.
Oh, God. That's hilarious.
It's because your grandma was there and it drives her crazy when I do that, so...
Yeah.
That's why I did it.
I don't know. We talked about Kurt Cobain. It was like nothing was related, but it was interesting.
Back to the movie. Matthew, do you think candy bars will be universally revered when we start to travel in space?
I think they would have been back in, if they're like 1960s, 70s candy bars with like real ingredients, but not anymore.
I thought it was funny that everybody revered it. So
well, you can imagine though, Olen, like in,
Yep.
Sugar used to be extraordinarily expensive and it wasn't common. And when people first trying chocolate or sugar, you would revere it.
Well, I know. I'm trying to get my head around it. Like, if you come across a bunch of villagers in the desert that have never had anything except real food and you give them a candy bar, what would the experience be? It would blow your mind, that's for sure.
In the Middle Ages, carrots were considered sweets. So carrots were sweet, and if you eat a carrot and think about what you're eating, like a raw one, actually there's a real sweetness to carrot, and it's just taste buds change depending on what you get used to. Yeah,
I agree. Sean, science question for you: how much power does the Stargate take, and do you think it was a 15 or 30 amp circuit?
15.
Okay. I was watching for the size of the cables going to it because I was curious how much power it would take.
I mean, they're getting the power of a sun through those cables, so they're just really well made. We can't really compare.
I have another science question for you, Sean.
Okay.
Why is it that no matter where you are in space or time, there's always a hot girl?
That's
because
just
all
the
girls
basic
are
law
hot.
of the universe.
This movie had one of my favorite tropes of all movies that are doing either space or old-timey things is there's always one good-looking girl.
I don't think it's just those movies. I think it's movies.
Yeah.
You got to have your hot guy and your hot girl.
And they have to fall in love.
Yeah, but they always try.
Yep, for sure. So the next question, why does your spaceship have to be pyramid-shaped?
To blend in with Egypt.
It's because it's the landing pad with the pyramid. But this is one of the things that, going back to the movie, hurt me a little bit. Because, again, as a kid, I was like, that's the coolest ship design ever. And then as an adult, I'm like, it just doesn't make sense to have a hollowed-out ship for your landing pad.
You know what? It's a sci-fi movie. Not a lot of things make sense. So...
That's not how sci-fi
Embrace
generally
it.
works, though, Nicole. Sci-fi normally tries to follow some rules. At least good sci-fi.
Not as far as I know.
Well, let's roll into the best parts of this movie. So, first of all, now that we've had our episode with Dan Sissons, I'm always watching for props, and the costumes and the props were actually amazing in this film.
There were a lot of awesome props.
Really, really cool stuff. Anything you guys want to call out from your favorite part? Sean, what did you like from this?
I actually liked lots of little scenes. I really loved O'Neill and Shaw? I don't remember the kid's name, but their two bonding scenes were really good. Skara, yeah, that's like all the scenes of them like with the lighter and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Were really neat.
Matthew, you love this film. What were your favorite parts of this?
I think one thing that I like is how I actually And your dad called it out as well when he was talking about Raw, and he's like, I don't know if he's a man or a woman, and I've recently been watching a documentary about Louis the 14th, right? He wore like heels and wigs, and I think what's really cool is that this story, why I like it so much, is that Raw's power only works as long as nobody understands it, right? The gold and the ceremony and the court around him, that he creates all this mystery, and even like this androgyny, it's not about sexuality, it's about distance. He's like kind of stylized to be above ordinary human categories, right? Which is really cool, and they've taken that from like what Louis the 14th did as well, right? And a lot of, like, if you have absolute power, you don't need absolute masculinity anymore. It's really interesting. So what I think is really cool is how Daniel Jackson he reveals that it's technology. So he turns this god into just a guy with better technology, right? And that's how everyone gets liberated. They're like, it's just a dude with better technology, and suddenly this whole god thing disappears. And I love this movie because of that, because of this story, right? Of he's not tearing down a palace, he's making it read it, and as soon as you read it, you realize that it's a costume party. Right, and it's all decoration, and it's all, the ritual turns just into choreography, and the power turns into cosplay, and that's when they rebel, when they realize it's just a dude with technology, which is such a cool concept.
But I think you latched into the core of this movie that resulted in so many spin-offs that lasted for over a decade. It's that great concept.
Yeah, and I also think, like, the first time I ever saw the Stargate open, for the 90s, that was like an incredible, like the Stargate itself with the water coming out, that just blew my mind. And even to this day, when they open the Stargate, no matter how many times I've seen the show, I'm like excited about what's next, right? So I love the Stargate open.
It could be nostalgia, but I also think that is an amazing effect.
I agree too. It's so cool. I had that in my favorite parts as well. So then let me ask you, for all of you, if you're a single person and that Stargate opened, would you take the opportunity? Would you walk through?
Oh, yeah.
I asked Justin. He said no. Justin's my husband. I absolutely would, because just the opportunity to see so much more. It'd even be worth. It'd be worth death if I just went and saw something that big and different just for a few seconds. That'd be cool. That'd be
I'm with
fucking
Matthew.
awesome, man.
I'm fully in.
I would too.
Yeah.
Nicole?
No,
No? You're not that curious?
no, I like being alive too much.
Well, I would have done it carefully like Dr. Daniel Jackson. I would have stuck like a finger through first.
And then your whole face.
It's the space glory hole.
Oh,
I was just gonna say that, and you beat
I
me
knew you
to
would.
it. It's a space glory hole. Just put your pee in and see what happens.
Can you imagine being the alien on the other side? Like, what kind of creature is this?
this is
All these dicks are sticking through.
my goodness.
I don't think they would line up and all do that. Not like,
Yeah, all the soldiers.
oh my God. That is
That's
so
what happens
bad.
in my world.
My goodness.
Good thing this is editable.
Also, Raw's dudes in those uniforms are pretty hot as well. Like, there was that,
I had a couple of small things on best parts that you guys didn't mention. One is, I do like the idea of people that stick to their beliefs, even to the point of homelessness. So, Dr. Jackson at the beginning, everybody thought he was a nut and wanted to discredit him, and he stuck to his beliefs. So I like that. I have to give a shout out to flat top hair Kurt Russell. That was good, and that was a big deal in the day because he always had now he always had his mullet, Matthew. I think this is the first time he cut it.
I didn't recognize him.
it's true.
I
but-
didn't recognize him without the long hair.
Yeah, it's quite a change. But back to like Daniel Jackson, and I think I agree with you, Olen, and that's part of the story that's really it's kind of rare. The show treats curiosity as heroic more than it, like so many sci-fi films, like heroism isn't curiosity, it's like, what can we blow up? And this movie it suggests that understanding the universe isn't about conquest, but it's about interpretation. And it sort of shows that when intellectual curiosity and power stop fighting each other, you can actually get somewhere. And that's actually quite rare in big films like this, you know?
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that.
That was good.
I really like the music. I thought it had good music.
Oh yeah, it's so
Oh, yeah.
good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Who did the music?
That I don't know. I'll look it up.
Okay.
I just thought the whole thing had really cool vibes. Like it had, like they really committed to the energy of the movie, and it had a good vibe.
I think we need to introduce Nicole to the TV show now.
I think you have already. I think we watched an episode.
I think
together.
Nicole would like it. Sean, one more trope I love in movies like this that I had to call out is the freeze and enhance. You know, when they take a shitty looking picture that's nothing but black and they say freeze, enhance, and then all of a sudden the image is like super high quality. I like that. They do that in all these movies.
It's a classic trope. There's where Nicole's right about sci-fi not making sense.
And I will transition to worst parts, but before I do, my last best part, really the best part of this movie, is just the idea that the other side of the portal is Egypt before aliens arrived to build all of the pyramids. Like, I just think that is so cool.
One part I also really liked. Well, I have two more things I want to say. One, I really liked the scene where they brought Daniel out to execute all his friends, and then he like turned around and shot at the guys, and then
Loyalty.
Yeah, all the people in the crowd, like they brought extra cloaks to cover them and hide them, and you know, just it was good.
I'm a fan of loyalty.
I
Yeah,
really
that's
liked
great.
that. And I also loved decapitation by space elevator.
The space elevators are super cool too.
They are. That was great.
They would be so handy, wouldn't they?
They would be so handy.
I know.
Or, for some of those people, not very handy because it took off their hands.
Yeah, you got to keep.
True.
Everybody knows you keep your arms in the elevator, right? Mm-hmm. You don't put...
Arms and legs inside the ride.
Exactly. Okay, worst parts. So I said it already, but the pyramid spaceship is a little bit too on the nose for me.
Worst part of the whole thing, checking someone's pulse with your thumb. You're not supposed to do that. In case anyone out there doesn't know, never check pulse with a thumb, because a thumb has a pulse.
No, but you can use your thumb to stop a cougar, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I think, for me, the ending was rushes when it should breathe a little bit. I think
Agreed.
some of the dialogue feels like it's been translated twice. And
Can I pause you on the ending? I just wanted to say that I agree with that part. Like, it seemed like they just wrapped it up too quickly and said, okay, we're out of time. Blow up the alien ship.
yeah.
That was one of my few complaints. I do think the ending was a little rushed.
And there's a little bit, just a little, and I don't want to be like overly, but there's a little bit of white saviors free an ancient brown planet subplot that is kind of, it's at the time it was fine, but now I'm just a little bit more aware of that, just the visibility of that. You know what I mean?
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah.
They kind of saved themselves, but you're also completely right.
Yeah.
To touch on the ending, I think one of the reasons I don't classify this as a good movie anymore is because of the ending and the shift that makes no sense in the competency of Ra's gods. In the beginning, when they first show up, they take out everyone using a ridiculous degree of stealth. Every single person gets taken down and caught off guard. And then the second time around, they're just getting killed left, right, and center. Like, it's such a drastic skill change.
I had that question too, Sean, which is if they had that advanced technology, which was pretty cool, how can you not beat just a bunch of people running in the sand?
You know what it is, guys, about this? I think I've just realized. So this was a feature-length film in the cinema, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's produced a little bit like it's one of the best pilots ever made for a TV show. So you know what I mean? Like it feels like a big grand TV pilot from the 90s versus a movie, the way it was produced.
Yep.
Sean, do you
Interesting.
think you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, I do. It's actually, I didn't look it up because I try not to look things up about movies before the podcast, but I really wanted to look up and see if they, like, the timings for the TV show and if they knew they were going to do that.
I can answer that. I'll do it when we get to the remake
okay,
section.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to throw in two more things before we move on to lines. Bald with braids is a bad look. And again, talking about things that are on the nose, I know they do it all the time, but aliens that look completely human, the only thing different about the people on this planet were their donkeys.
But they were really cool donkeys.
They were really
But
cool
they're
donkeys.
actually, I don't know if the movie says this or if I'm pulling from the TV show, because I was going to say, but they're supposed to be humans that were moved there. So
Yeah, there were humans that were moved there. That's why.
yeah,
Well, they didn't say it, but that's pretty cool then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why did they move them there, Sean?
because we're good slave labor.
Well, but that was in
All
the
right.
movie, isn't it? Because when he's reading the glyphs and says he talks about how Rob moved them there. So
Yeah, that's right.
again, yeah, he says he brought humans here thousands of years ago. This is one of my best lines. So
It
what
was
he's
all
doing,
very well explained, which I
yeah.
enjoy.
So what he's doing there when he says that, he's again reducing his power. He's reframing Ra from a creator to a colonizer. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So yeah.
okay.
Yeah. See, and I even know, so I'm not a sci-fi nerd. I even know the fact that in the movie, they go to somewhere else in the universe, but in the TV show, it stays in the galaxy.
Yeah.
Nerd.
I mean, shit. I don't know why I know that, but there you go.
I'm going to sneak
I
in
know
two
why.
more worst parts real quick that I think we
Please.
should touch on. One, two gliders. Raw has two ships only, and they land to let themselves be killed.
Yeah, that seems like a tactical
It seems like
mistake.
bad planning, doesn't it, Sean?
It's so stupid.
Although counterpoint, I mean, if it's that easy to kill all of these villagers, wouldn't you become complacent? And just like,
Sure,
but
yeah.
they're not even getting near me. Let's just land the ship and let's go for coffee.
And that's true because they were believers, right? So that's actually very true, Olen. Raw didn't use his force; he used spectacle, and he had them in his pocket. You know what I mean? So he wouldn't have really needed more than that. So, but yeah, even if I didn't need it, I'd have more than two of the X-wing fighters, whatever they were.
Yeah. I have two bad parts, and I don't know if they're actually bad or if they're just personally stressful for me. The idea of being anywhere and not being able to understand anything that's happening
Yeah.
is so stressful. And Daniel didn't care, but everyone else seemed stressed by it. Just like, what's happening? Why are they taking us? We don't know what they're saying to us. I have no idea what's going on. I don't understand.
Yeah.
It was hilarious how bad Daniel was at trying to communicate with them in the beginning. It's like your tactics are no better. Like the military guy is communicating better than you, Daniel. But also in bad tropes, the magically learning the language at a certain point.
Well, he read it on a wall.
Yeah.
The ending made me anxious. The fact that Daniel stayed behind and destroyed the way back. You can never go back. You'll never see anyone from your life again, and you're stuck in a place that doesn't have modern technology. And what if he needs new glasses? He can't get them.
Yeah.
He won't have any of the stuff from the modern world. If he needs new glasses, he's screwed. He'll just be blind.
I like his sense of adventure, though. I would have been tempted to stay as well, just to, mix things up. Hey, if I can circle back, guys, the music was done by David Arnold, and he is known for doing 5 James Bond films and Sherlock, the British show.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. No, the music for this movie was really good.
Okay, let's get to favorite lines, and I only had 2, but they're really good ones. Anybody else want to go first?
Yeah, Ra isn't a god. He's just a man who thinks he's a god. That's Daniel collapsing divinity into psychology and power, and he brought humans here thousands of years ago. Those are my 2 favorite lines.
Oh, so he did say it. Okay, I missed that. I liked the line early on when he said, "I'm here in case you succeed."
That was good.
And
is a good line.
I've got the best line, but I'm going to wait and see if Nicole or Sean get it.
Mine is, so you think you've solved in 14 days what they couldn't solve in 2 years?
Yeah, that was good.
I enjoyed that in the scene and the awkwardness.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you want to be that guy, don't you, Sean? You want to be
Yeah,
the
you
guy
do.
that comes into the room.
I'm realizing I didn't write down a single quote from the actual movie.
Yeah.
And the only thing I wrote down on my page that's in quotation marks is something that you said when we were watching.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Which you said to yourself, not even to us. You just said, "Look at his piercing blue eyes," about Kurt Russell.
I think Matthew's rubbing off on me. Look, we had this debate, and I had Kim and her mom in the room, and just said, "Is Kurt Russell, especially this age, Kurt Russell, like maybe one of the best looking guys ever?" Like look, I'm not gay, but I can tell you, I recognize he's a good looking guy.
Yeah, I mean he's not a dog, but like I'd prefer
Not a dog.
I'd prefer one of Raw's brown guys in those uniforms.
Oh boy, here we go with bald with braids.
I think
No, the
Kurt
bald
Russell is a handsome man, but not with this haircut. This
Oh.
haircut.
Yeah,
is-
that haircut's gross. You're right. It automatically leans to like you're some right wing dude
But
that I don't want to talk to.
It's
I
perfect.
feel like you'd beat me up for being gay.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
perfect for this role,
Exactly.
though, right? Like it's perfect
Yeah,
for this
it is.
character. Okay.
It is,
So-
and I think it's perfect. It actually is perfect for the character because if you follow his character arc, he goes from this closed-in, angry guy who's had a tragedy, and he learns to open up. Right. So the haircut actually is sort of important in that way, in that like he represents this, but he needs to open up and he needs to start understanding things in a different perspective that aren't about force and guns, right?
I like
Yeah,
his
no.
story arc. It's a good one. And then he becomes Richard Dean Anderson, gets a second L, and becomes
Yeah.
way more funny.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was.
absolutely.
I agree, Sean. It's a great character arc. Okay, my favorite line. No one has said it. Give my regards to King Tut, asshole.
Yeah. That was a good
I knew
one.
that was on your list.
Yeah, I don't know. I love lines like that. Okay, if you guys have nothing else on that, I'm going to tell you how this movie did. You guys think it was successful?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that it probably did okay, but it wasn't a blockbuster, was it?
Well, we'll find out. According to Box Office Mojo Worldwide, Stargate was... Well, let me first say the earnings were spread out over 2 years, but it was listed in 1994 as the 18th biggest earner. But if I take the full international box office results, it would have been third place in that year, ahead of True Lies.
Oh wow!
Yep.
Ahead
The
of
li-
True Lies.
What's True Lies?
True Lies is Schwarzenegger. It's a great movie. So fun.
Oh, so I won't like it. Okay.
I bet you will. The Lion
Doesn't
King
that
was
have Jamie Lee Curtis in it?
Jamie Lee Curtis in it. Yeah.
Oh,
So you
she's
would
in
like
I'll
it, Matthew.
Probably like it. We watched Trading Places again this Christmas. She's so good in that movie. Anyway,
True Lies is a dumb, funny movie.
okay.
Exactly. The Lion King was the biggest earner in 1994 at 771 million, and Forrest Gump earned more
Of course.
this year at 329. So those are the movies that beat
know,
it.
Have you guys all seen The Lion King?
Yeah.
Like the
never seen-
original or the...
I've never seen The Lion King. I even dated a guy who played the lead hyena in the West End Broadway and the West End musical, and I've never seen The Lion King.
It doesn't do anything for me.
Okay.
Okay, so this movie was a box office hit, and it earned more than other movies this year, including Speed and Pulp Fiction.
Wow.
Pulp Fiction, such a good film.
Schindler's List was the Oscar winner this year, and I have to say Stargate was more uplifting than Schindler's List.
Well, Schindler's List isn't supposed to be uplifting, Olen.
Matthew, don't indulge him. Just move on.
Schindler's List was a great film. Come on, you can't diss it.
No, but it's not fun to watch.
Just kind of a bummer, am I right?
Yeah. The budget for this movie was $55 million. And any thoughts on what it did at the box office? Well, you know it was big.
The budget was $55 million.
55 million.
Wow,
More than I
They could've-
expected.
I was tempted to make you guys guess the budget this time
So
because that's 300
300.
too.
I'm going to say 200 million.
I'm also gonna go with 300 because I trust Sean's judgment,
196 million.
and he let me down.
Completely.
Matthew had it almost on the nose.
Letting your sister down.
I gotta say, 150 million profit is pretty good return on this film.
Yeah, that's a very good return.
But did critics like it, and did the audience really like it? Rotten Tomatoes, do you guys want to take a swing at this?
Yeah. Well, I think it's obvious that audience will probably be higher than critics. Like, this is not a movie to be critically acclaimed in any way, because it's sort of a geeky sci-fi thing that, and, you know, I like it.
It's just a fun movie, and critics don't
I
like
love
fun.
this movie, even though I know it's not a great movie. You know what I mean? So I'd say audience probably, audience 78 and critics 54.
I'm going to just go up slightly from both of those. I'm going to say critics 60, because I think there's enough who want to pretend they're cool, who would have gone for it, and then audience 82.
Oh, can I change mine?
Yeah, change it.
Critics, I think 54 is too high. 49.
Oh,
Nicole, what do you think?
I think audience 80,
It's very musical.
78, and then I don't know what I'm thinking.
It's like when you're trying to get something 6, 7, 9.
are you trying to read
Critics
Dad?
60. No, I have my eyes closed. Critics 63.
Okay, 63 critics.
Everyone stop mocking me. I'm tired.
Okay. Well, first of all, I love that you guys try so hard to get this figured out. It's a fun game. So it was critics 53, audience 73.
Oh, I should have stayed at 7.
So Sean, you had a 16. Nicole, you had a 15. Matthew, your first guess gave you a 6. You were almost right on the money with critics, but you changed it and you're a 9.
This is why I never change my answers on exams, Matthew, because you're always sad.
Go with the gut, right?
Okay, a little bit of trivia for you guys. So Jade Davidson, that's the actor that was Raw. This person was not an actor, but a fashion designer whose only other role got an Oscar
The Crying
nomination.
Game.
The
Crying Game.
You know what? They gave fashion designer vibes, so
Totally.
checks out.
And he did not like the attention he got as an actor for The Crying Game. So when they asked him to do this, he made a ridiculous request of $1 million to do this film, and they gave it to him.
Good for him.
He hated the experience doing this film and basically quit acting after this.
He looks like a little bitch, but it's like, but the sun god Ra. It's like Jean-Paul Gaultier designed his outfits. It's so like Nicole said, it's so fashion designery, right? But you can tell he's a princess, right? Like, ew, I didn't like the experience. Oh my god.
Well,
You know what I love about you, Matthew?
What?
It's just how compassionate you are for people.
I'm like, he's such a little bitch.
Well, the other interesting trivia about Jade Davidson. So early pre-release screenings of the movie were a disaster. And the producer thought that it was Jade Davidson's performance as Raw. It was poor to the point where the audience didn't believe he was a genuine threat. So the solution, they changed the Raw character from a human into an alien inhabiting a human body and altered the voice into that alien voice that he had. With these changes, the next screen testing produced an overwhelming majority of positive reviews.
That is fascinating.
So imagine that actor, or imagine Raw speaking a just normal voice, and you can sort of see it would kill it.
See, I really liked the voice they did, so...
You know what's behind that, though, guys? What's behind that? He's too feminine and too homosexual for mainstream audiences, so they had to distance him even more, give him an alien and a lower voice. That is why they didn't like him, because there's a whole gay fear, probably.
Yeah. They should have had Prince do this role.
Oh, that would have been cool. That would have
I
been
think
awesome,
everything would
Olen.
be better with Prince.
have Prince do Raw and have like a space guitar strapped to him all the time.
Obviously, I'm into that. I love Prince.
Okay, a few more things to tell you. So James Spader thought the dialogue was so shitty he locked himself in his trailer and said, I'm not coming out till you guys fix the dialogue. But Kurt Russell came to the rescue. He went to his trailer and said, of course it's awful. That's why they're paying you $1 million to do it. If it was genius, you'd do it for free.
Wow.
And apparently
great.
Spader said like, yeah, okay, let's go.
That's a good argument.
I love that.
I gotta say, I haven't ever seen James Spader so young before. It was interesting. He's a very handsome man when he's young.
I've always liked James Spader. He played good characters.
He's a
I
great
gotta
actor.
watch more stuff with him. I haven't seen him in very much.
He's great. Pretty in Pink is what you saw him in.
Yeah, but he was just a jerk in that. So
Okay,
it's
so-
hard to appreciate.
The horse-like creatures were actual horses wearing costumes.
I like that.
It's so
That's
funny.
fun.
The city was a miniature that was 4 feet tall.
Ooh, that's fun.
Sean, you reacted to the 55 million, but I looked at some of the making of this film, and those stone temples, like they actually built those. Like it's crazy.
Wow.
That's really cool.
I mean, it makes sense. They look good.
Woker joke.
Woker joke. Like I've already said, there's some colonial hangover energy in this, but it's also weirdly ahead of its time in a lot of ways. Like it's, there's some androgyny and queer-coded villain that's, and that sort of more woke, even though they had to change his voice. And there's also a faith in intellect over power, which is kind of cool.
I agree.
Yep, I agree with that. The other thing that I thought was weird, these leaders that have all these little kids around them, it just seems weird. Especially bald with braids.
Yeah, I mean, adults hanging out with children who aren't related to them is always a little weird.
That's what I'm saying. Yep. Okay, well, however you guys felt about this movie, I promise you there were others who liked it more and less than you. For this movie, there were a massive 49 10-star reviews out of 376 total reviews, with some people calling it one of the greatest sci-fi movies of all time, and many calling out the fact that it launched the most successful sci-fi franchise of all time. I'm not sure that's true, but it's close. Yeah. If it's not, it's close.
Here's a piece of trivia. There's a big, I don't know if you guys know it, so I live in Vancouver. On Expo Boulevard, there's a big round gear that used to be used for one of the bridges here, and they have it like upright, and I call it the Stargate. It's like I have a Stargate in front of my house, and I sometimes go up it and try to get my dog and I to go through it and pretend we go through the Stargate.
That's so cute and nerdy.
Do you stick your finger through it, Matthew?
Sorry, that was a digression, but I have a Stargate, so there you go.
Okay.
I feel like this show was, though, for a period of time. Like, I this is a vague memory, but I feel like it was one of the most popular and maybe longest running TV shows until Doctor Who came back.
Well, okay.
I mean, Star Trek is probably the most successful. I think Stargate was successful, but there's way more Star Treks than
But
Stargate.
at the time,
I think now, I
don't
think Sean's
it was.
right. So I think I think you're both right. I think at the time it might have been Sean, and I think Star Trek is overtaken now because they've, spun the shit out of Star Trek. But
Because back in the 90s, you had 3 seasons of Star Trek, 7 seasons of Next Gen. I guess you had Voyager as well in Deep Space Nine. So
Deep Space Nine as
well,
well, yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I got the numbers on this series, Sean, for the end when we get to sequels.
Sean, have you watched Picard?
yes,
It's so good.
yes.
For me, it's like the best Star Trek.
No, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, so 10-star reviews. The first one, Indiana Jones meets Star Wars. Nice and tight.
That's pretty much what you said.
It is, yeah. Someone called Angel Tarragon has conviction and says, in 2025, when the cinematic landscape is overflowing with CGI-drenched epics, take a moment to appreciate the humble origins of it all. Pop in Stargate, forgive the dated effect, and you might just find yourself rediscovering a classic.
You know what? I kind of agree with that. It was simple, and it was calm and wholesome and just like a lovely time. It wasn't anything incredible, but it was just an enjoyable, wholesome time.
Great.
I've thought it a few times with this podcast, but there is a part of me who wishes we had more of the 80s, 90s era, just really basic, crazy science fiction, fantasy nonsense.
Oh.
Like everything now has to be massive budget.
Yeah.
Like,
I
I
agree.
don't know. I kind of admire just that we're going to throw some weird stuff at the wall and see if we get good.
I do too.
Yeah, because it's like suspension of disbelief, and you just go with it, and it's
You just went with it.
It's-
Exactly.
yeah.
Matthew, I think you might have written this one. The review, it's a 10-star review, and it simply says, rah, rah, rah.
Rasputin.
And then just one more, because I think this captures the essence of this movie. I remember the warm feeling I had when I first watched this movie. I just rewatched it and don't regret it. This film is wonderful and worthy representative of the sci-fi genre. So I think that's a fair assessment as well.
That's fair.
But let's hear from the people who liked it less. For this movie, there were 10 people who gave this a 1-star review compared to the 49. So there's more love than hate. Sash writes, summarizes the film as culturally insensitive, materialistic god killers save the day. Steve 369 breaks it down for us. There was very little well done action, so it wasn't a good action flick. The world these people ended up in wasn't very original, so it wasn't very sci-fi. The script was packed with one-liners and trash, which meant the actors didn't get a chance to strut their stuff. The special effects were okay, but I've seen better. So what did this flick have, and why do people like it? Fred T very simply states, a Stargate to nowhere. That would be disappointing if those guys walked through the Stargate and it was just floating in space on the other side.
They walked through and it was just like down the street.
I will say to that last review, the one thing I do agree with them is it is kind of disappointing that you're going to an alien world and it's just a desert.
Yeah, and you
A
forgot,
desert with humans.
and you forgot water.
Yeah, why did they set up base camp outside of the nice covered pyramid? Why were they
They're
like,
stupid.
let's go like 100 feet away from shelter to set up shelter to then get a sandstorm pushes back in without any of our stuff?
Yeah, let's live in the heat instead of this nice, already built shelter with shade.
Sorry, I derailed us, but
That's okay.
It's true.
Well, now let's hear from the professionals, Siskel and Ebert. Siskel called it a bloated, lumbering science fiction story. He said he couldn't understand where they spent the budget and called the whole thing a waste of money. Ebert called the idea of putting people with guns through a portal as soon as it was discovered ridiculous. They both completely dumped on the movie 2 thumbs down.
Wow.
wow. It's
Okay.
nice when they agree.
You do realize if we found a portal that goes to other places, it would be militarized, and the first people going through would be people with guns. So he's completely wrong with
absolutely.
that.
with no
He's
no
out of
hesitation,
touch.
that's what would happen.
Yeah.
So we are at the point of remake or sequel. And so just a couple things to tell you here. First of all, that Emmerich did plan on doing 2 sequels to this film, but he also did Independence Day 2. And when the studio saw the box office results of Independence Day 2, they shut down any ideas of making sequels to this. But I have a pitch for you guys. So I'm going to say, I always ask you guys, do you want to see more from this story? And I think we know there's tons more. But I think they should do a remake because I think they could just tweak some of the weak parts of the story that we highlighted. And I'm going to propose a complete remake with John Hamm as Colonel Jonathan Jack O'Neill and with Remy Malek as Daniel Jackson.
Oh, and I know who Raw would be. Lady Gaga.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't that be great?
I'm so in.
That is a
just
great
made me
call.
all in. I think Matthew hit it right on the
Matthew hit it
nail on
right.
the head. It's got to be Gaga.
So, Nicole and Sean, do you guys vote for a remake of this?
I could be persuaded. I liked it the way it was, but I could be persuaded to watch a remake.
See, I don't want a remake. I have the TV show, and is one of the things that like makes this movie harder to go back to for me is, to me, Jack O'Neill is Richard Dean Anderson. To me,
Oh,
Daniel Jackson is
interesting.
Michael Shanks. So, going back to the movie is a little like it's fun and it started it all, and I love it for doing that. But I have my TV show, and I would happily see them continue the universe, but I wouldn't want them to undo that.
Interesting.
So,
I'll watch the TV show and get back to you about my thoughts.
so Stargate has 10 seasons from 97 to 2007, plus 5 seasons of Stargate Atlantis, plus 2 seasons of Stargate Universe, and 1 season of Stargate Origins. All told, that's about 400 hours of Stargate-based content for you.
And every one of those sits on my shelves.
I still feel like they haven't really unleashed the power of what Stargate could be. Even with 400 hours, there's so many other stories and versions you could do. Like, it feels like it hasn't been picked up by a big studio and really sort of done
Matthew,
in some way.
Hang on for a year or two, because it has been.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that will be fun.
Okay, Sean and Matthew, do you guys recommend the series?
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
And it'll hold up today, you think?
Well, we need to start a new podcast to go through that, but in my heart, it has to. Like,
yeah, it has to. But the one thing, Teal'c, they could have cast somebody way hotter for Teal'c than the guy that they did.
Yeah,
that's the only
that's
thing
fair.
that bothers me. And Teal'c's house.
Don't encourage him, Sean.
And we live in British Columbia. Most of it shot here in Vancouver.
It is hilarious watching it, and just like every other planet, you're just like, oh, that's Vancouver.
Yeah, like literally every planet is like, oh, that's up on Cypress Mountain. The next planet is, it's on the beach. It's on Sunset Beach, right?
But
Hilarious.
fun personal fact: one of the first bonding Catherine, my wife, and I knew that we had very similar tastes was realizing that our favorite TV shows as kids was both Stargate SG-1.
Oh, that's cute.
You know, the first gift I ever gave to Justin was all of the DVDs of SG-1 at the time.
Nicole, it's
a good
Matthew.
gift.
Yeah.
Matthew,
Wow.
what was your favorite TV show as a kid?
My favorite TV show as a kid. What age as a kid?
Well, let's say 10. Mine was $6 Million Man.
God, I don't know. I really like Bowling for Dollars.
Bowling for Dollars?
Yeah. The show where the winner won $200.
Wow. And what
Okay.
did they do with all that money?
It was like Canadian content show, but I loved it. Oh, I loved Land of the Lost.
Oh, yeah, that was fun. I do love Canadian game shows. They were...
They were great. They were so badly done that
and
had
you
to love
won
them.
$11.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Okay, well, we are at the end of the podcast. And now I need to ask you guys, is this movie too old or pure gold? And I still haven't decided my answer yet.
I think it's pure gold, but I know it's not a great movie, so it's pure gold via long-term exposure. And I think, I've just absorbed this movie and the show through osmosis. And, when that gate spins and the water ripples, I still feel the same excitement that something big's going to happen. So I'd say pure gold.
I'm going to say, like, when I sat down to record this podcast with all of you, I fully intended to say it's too old. But listening to Matthew talk, I think I've been switched back to pure gold. Now, I'll be clear, I don't think this is a good movie, but I think I love this movie. And if you like sci-fi, it's absolutely worth a watch.
I think it's gold. I think it is a good movie. I don't have the nostalgia cloud, and I thought it was good.
Yeah, that's great perspective. I was along the same lines as Sean. I wouldn't recommend this movie to just anybody to watch it, but I say if you're a sci-fi fan, I think you should see this movie. It's cool. So I give it a pure gold.
Great.
Look at that.
Look at that. Unanimous.
Great work, gang.
Unanimous.
Okay, that was a fun episode. Thanks all of you for being on the pod. And Matthew, we haven't done plugs for a while. You want to plug any of your other work?
No.
This is the only one that matters.
This is the
Come
only
on.
thing that matters.
Sean, you want to plug your Stargate repair business?
No. Those don't exist. I don't have a business.
Okay. Well, let's end this with an awkward silence then.
That is
That's
the
my
way
favorite
for
way
us.
to end things.
Yeah. This is the way we do it.
Okay, everyone silent in 3, 2, 1.
Okay,
Classic.
I'm dialing in, and I'm going to go through the Stargate. I'll see you guys later.
Okay, see you guys.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
you said I'll edit and submit if you're nice to me, and I wrote back, I'm never going to be nice to you.
Oh my God.
I kind of assume that's why I wasn't on a podcast for a while. It's because of how mean we were last time, Matthew.
Definitely, I don't look forward to it the same way when you two are together.
Well, Olen, you know when I'm mean to you, I'm just joking around. That's actually how my family shows love to each other, is we always tease each other. So think of it that way.
No,
me,
no,
I'm just being mean.
I will tell you that, you know, that the tension creates good content, because the last episode where you guys ganged up on me actually turned out to be pretty funny. And I don't know if you listened to it, Sean, but the other one where Matthew took a run at me was Jack Frost, and it actually turned out to be hilarious.